Let's get our people up in here. Before we get everything started, we over here looking like a different person today. Let's share the live. This is a different account, so that's because these motherfuckers. That's what it is. That's the only answer. The only explanation. Let's get up here. Let's share the live so we can get our Tamericans up in here. Grand Rising Tamericans. There we go. Up in here. Right here. And then let's share the live. And then let's let everybody know we're in Discord. There we go. Right here. There. There we go. All right, we let everybody know. All right, Grand Rising Tamericans. Grand Rising, my people. Let's light the light so we can get more of our people up in here. More of our brothers and sisters. Should I put the... We got to get our hair out the goddamn way. Let's see. I don't know, look a little bit different today. Grand Rising, let me see who up in here. These are my family. My brother, original Pan Aboriginal brother, Grand Rising. We're not doing any joins. It's a live with us, and that's it. Let's get our people up in here. Grand Rising. Let me see. Should I put this up? How we finna do this? We got one. Yeah, that's crazy. That's because this one is wrapped up, like wrap. Grand Rising. Let's get everybody up in the live. There we go. Grand Rising, my family. Grand Rising. Would have been a different life today. Let me just put my hair back, man. All right. Let me look the goddamn same. Shit. Let's get our people up in here. My sister Kimberly, Grand Rising. As we start this entire live today, actually, as we started, we're going to play something for you. Grand Rising, my people. There we go. We're going to start this off with this. We still starting a live, letting our people get up in here. Grand Rising. Before we get everything started, they told us that we were some Africans. We ain't no goddamn Africans. Get your lying ass on, motherfucker. I like saying that word. My man said, you ever step a foot in California, you getting immediately... Bro, you are... Get that. You are a homo. Get your ass out of here. That's disgusting. We don't allow that shit up in here. Turn that shit on. Any words like that, flag it. You know, we ain't doing none of that. That's absolutely ridiculous. This man came on here saying some crazy ass shit. Grand Rising. We still getting our Tamericans up in here before we get everything started. My man said, sing us. You say African, motherfucker, ain't nobody African. Is you crazy? We whole ass Tamericans. Get your delusional ass on with that bullshit. I'm waiting on my sisters to hop up in here. Hey, I could have hopped on here 30 minutes earlier. My man said, sing us a song. We don't sing no goddamn songs. Only sing a song for my woman. That's it, just her. Ain't nobody else. Let's get our people up in here. I'm still waiting on my Tamericans. Grand Rising, brother. We waiting a little bit more. I'm gonna play something as we still waiting. We're gonna do a little theme song. You know what I'm saying? Whole theme. I'm usually live on my other page, but my other page got banned for a little, suspended for a goddamn week. Grand Rising, my brother King Purpose. I'm going to play this for you all because we need to hear this. This is going to be the beginning of us building a kingdom and a sanctuary for our people. So we're going to play this right here. Let's like the live.
Do you know why the American government is lying when they said that we are all one human race?
They lied to us. They said we was all the same.
That's because they stole this planet from the black race.
They stole this planet from the black race.
This is the black race. But anciently, we are known as the Anunnaki race. You probably didn't know that
It's gonna be our theme
the
song.
government lied to us and they took over our planet.
The government lied to us.
I'm gonna tell
They
you
never
something
told
that
us the
you never
truth.
heard before.
Grand Rising, my
And
sister
that is on this
Eve.
planet, we are not all the same
Grand
species.
Rising.
This is a
Let's see
human,
what I have my other jacket.
and this is the Anunnaki.
They don't lie to
What the
us.
government hid from us is that the humans are not from this planet.
Grand Rising. Can I can barely see the screen because of this goddamn jacket. This shit is
As
white.
a matter of fact, they invaded our planet and they took over.
They invaded our planet and they took
They
over.
took over our planet by killing our ancestors.
They killed
Which
our
is why I need
ancestors,
your help to
man.
avenge them and to take our planet back. You can help me by purchasing my brand new textbook called This Planet Was Stolen.
Thank you, sister. Thank
You
you.
can find it on thisplanetwasstolen.com.
My man said, get up and dance.
He
He ain't dancing, man.
With the end goal.
Grand Rising,
of completely
brother.
taking our planet back.
We have,
Do you know
as we
why
get our
the
people up
American
here,
government
play
is
this one
lying
more
when they said
time.
that we are all one human race?
Play this one more time.
That's because they stole this planet from the black
They had
race.
us believing that we were some Africans.
This is the
We
black
don't
race.
got them Africans.
But anciently we are known
They go to
as
hell with all that
Anunnaki.
African ass shit.
You probably didn't
We
know
not
that because the
Africans.
government lied to us and they took over our planet.
We not. Okay, we almost here. We almost here. Grand Rising, Grand Rising.
And that is
Grand
on this
Rising,
planet, we are
sister.
not all the same species.
How are we today?
This is
Where
a
we
human.
located at?
And this
Is
is
that a
the
jacket
Anunnaki.
beautiful? Where'd you get it made?
You
From
see,
the
what government
ancestors.
hid
Thank
from
you,
us is that
thank
the
you.
humans are not from this planet.
Thank you, Eve. I'm gonna make you a moderator just in case. We have
As a matter of fact, they
some of these
invaded our
motherfuckers
planet
who joined our
and
shit.
they took over.
Here we go.
They took over our planet by killing our ancestors, which is why I need your help to avenge
There
them
we go, there
and
we
to
go.
take our planet back.
Before we get everything
You can
started.
help me by purchasing my brand new textbook called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
can find
much.
it on thisplanetwasstolen.com.
For
All the
Georgia,
funds will be used towards
Grand
avenging our
Rising.
ancestors.
Welcome for
With the
Georgia.
end goal of completely taking our planet back.
Yes, we have the
Do you know
caveman.
why
Yes.
the American
We have to get
government
the
is
caveman
lying
up out
when
of
they said
here.
that we are
All
all
right.
one human race?
We ready to get up in here. Grand Rising, my Tamericans. Grand Rising to my people. I appreciate you, Eve. Thank you so much. ATL in the building. Where we at? Where are we located at inside of Tamari? Wherever your city is at, wherever your state is at, I want you to put comma Tamari. So if you're located in Georgia, I want you to put Georgia Tamari. Because we finna change the name of every goddamn thing. Motherfuckers had us believing that black people couldn't get long hair with their delusional ass. South Carolina Tamari. Grand Rising. They had to really believe it. They said, look, black people can't get no long hair. They said black people, all our hair is short. And I asked my mom that. She said black people started growing their hair because white people was accepting to longer hair. I said, what? California Tamari. Grand Rising, my family. My brother Pepe, Grand Rising. Georgia Tamari. Grand Rising sister. My sister Marae Lou, Grand Rising. June is over, go back. And motherfucker, ain't nobody homo up in here. That's crazy. They do all that shit in California. Yeah, in San Francisco specifically. That's why we would never take our ass up over there. In Atlanta as well. Grand Rising family. I'm just put them the hair up before we get everything started. Thank you so much, Eve. I appreciate you, sister. Thank you so much, brother Burgundy. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. We got to have courage to be ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, we have to show our children. I don't have children yet, but they're coming soon. When we do have children, we have to show them to have courage. It is important. Thank you so much, brother. It's important to have courage. You see what I'm saying? It's important. We cannot be walking around like some goddamn cowards. Afraid, head down, chest in, afraid of shit. Balled up like a goddamn turtle. Motherfucker, we are not a turtle. We whole ass Tamericans. That's who the hell we are. Whole Tamericans. We're gonna need a lot of water up in here. Cause we're gonna be screaming today. Whole Tamericans. I be live on the other account, but I had to go in here cause this account got suspended for a little bit. You know, so we're gonna be up in here. Thank you so much for getting live to 2,000 likes. Let's get it to 5,000 just in case we got the little caveman creeping up in here. The motherfuckers be sneaking up into our lives and they don't even be saying nothing. They just be watching and watching. And then they ass be reporting and shit. I'm like, motherfucker, what you reporting for? You know what you be reporting for? Like, I ain't never reported nothing in my goddamn life. If I do not agree, I keep on scrolling. You see? As soon as the motherfucker said we African, I'm like, all right, shit, I don't give a damn. Let's keep scrolling. Let them hate, yes. They will bleed through. And thank you. And see your brother spreading real. We have to spread the real. We on Turtle Island, but we not turtles. Exactly. We ain't no motherfucking turtles. Last time I checked, we don't have shells on our back. Do I got a shell on my back? Do you see a goddamn shell on my shits? No. You don't see a shell on my back, so how the hell are we some turtles acting like some whole ass cowards? We not supposed to be cowards. We are supposed to be courageous. That is our natural state. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for liking the live. We almost at 5,000 likes. We 2,000 away. I appreciate my Tamericans. We ain't doing no hiding. Exactly. We ain't doing no hiding no more. Thank you so much. Thank you. The mustache. I appreciate you for the mustache. Thank you. So what we're going to be talking about today, and I don't know what title I can put it, but I want you all to know that we have been at war the entire time. Whole war. But we have not known that we've been at war. My teacher explained this to me. He said there has been a silent war. A secret war that has been against the black race. He said the whole war was against us, and everybody who did not look like us was against us. And at first I'm like, look, I don't know what he's talking about. You know what you mean that there's a war going on? Until I moved to California once again, and I enrolled myself into one of their colleges. Enrolled my whole self into the California college, and I was surrounded by the motherfucking Hispanics. The Mexicans, they was everywhere. I'm like, shit, there's 90, 99 everywhere, and I was the only black motherfucker up in there. And I came across one of my friends, and he said, these motherfuckers are some of the most passive aggressive motherfuckers on the planet. I said, damn, what you mean? He said, I came across one of the Hispanics, and they was hitting me with the racial remarks, and they was saying the N-word. He said, so I took my shirt off. You see what I'm saying? He said, I took my shirt off, and I said, motherfucker, what is it? We finna hit your ass in your shit. You know what I'm saying? We finna hit you. The man said, I don't want no problems. He was scared. He said, no, right, I don't want any problems. Like your scary ass. Talking all that shit. But once it comes to the beat down, your ass don't want no problems. King Gutterberry, thank you so much. And then he said the next day, after he done pressed the Hispanic, he pressed his ass, you see? He said the motherfucker went to the dean and snitched on him. He told the dean that my friend pressed him for no reason. What you mean no reason? What you mean no reason with your lying ass? And then we discovered the entire time, yes, we have been at war with these motherfuckers the whole time. They will ruin your life like that. They don't have no remorse for you. So why the hell do we, as the Tamericans, have remorse for everybody that is not us? You see what I'm saying? Why? Why do we have that? Let's go to war. What's up? We're going to have to go to war. Thank you so much. We're going to have to. You see, we got to get crunk up in here. As men, we have to use that energy. You see? We have to. We have to be strong, powerful men because our duty is to protect our women. That's why they done turned our men around. They done turned their ass into some motherfucking circles and some rainbows. Turn their whole ass, you know, oh, it's natural to be one of them. No, the hell it's not. You're not born a natural ass circle. Get your ass on. If you're a man, you have to protect the women. You have to. That's your whole duty. That's why you're here. So if you're not working on protecting, why the hell are you here? You just wasting time and shit. You see? So let me get into the war that I'm here to talk about. The war that many of us do not know that is existing. There has been a war on our planet. And I explained this in my textbook. This planet was stolen from black people. We got a book just for us. Of course these motherfucking Native Americans think the government paying me. Why the hell would they pay me? Like, what the type of crazy ass shit is that? They definitely paying your ass because your ass gets... Let me drink some juice real quick. Motherfuckers on reservations with they punk ass. Let me stop. Let's get their ass about the goddamn lie, because they ass be quick to report. Every goddamn time. Oh, he said some shit. Report it. Hate speech. They be hitting me with that. Every goddamn time. There we go. All right, we had to get their ass up out of here. Because they be the first ones to report the goddamn everything that we do. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. So we're going to acknowledge the war that is taking place on our planet. And many of you did not know this, but I'm going to tell you where and why we have our skin color, okay? You see how when you look at your hands, your face, your head, your whole body, it comes out the color brown? Okay? Well, let me explain that to you. It's not by accident. Okay? It's not. Now, what if I told you that everybody who is non-brown is a different species than you? What if I told you that? What if I told you that the motherfuckers who were not the color brown are a different species from a different planet? What if I told you that? Thank you so much for liking the live. We almost hit 5,000 likes. I appreciate you, my American. What if I told you that that's why they looked at me? What if I told you that a motherfucker who burns from the sun is a different species than you? Because last time I checked, I don't burn from the sun. The sun don't hurt me. The sun empowers me. You see? So what if I told you that? What if I told you that these same motherfuckers who are a different color took over your planet and they took over your nationality? What if I told you that? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you today. When we've heard that the entire planet was black, yes, it was. But I'm here to tell you that a motherfucking Hispanic is not. They are not an evolved black person. You do not move to a different climate with your lying ass and change colors. That shit don't happen. It ain't never happened. Motherfuckers do not change colors. You see, we don't change colors. We ain't never changed color. We've always been these colors. The whole time. We've always had this goddamn hair the whole time. So what if I told you? What if I told you that they have an alliance against you? And their entire duty and responsibility was to keep you from taking back what belongs to you. What if I told you that? Well, today, Tassim Deliza, which is me, today, Tassim Deliza is going to tell you that. Let's get our moderators up in here. Let me see. Let's get... I'm going to need to make another moderator because we got these motherfucking... caveman up in our sheds. Like, damn, like, hey, y'all should be at work. You know what I'm saying? Mind your goddamn business. Let me promote one of my sisters. We over here having a community. We are building with each other, and then here they come infiltrating our shit. My sister Marae Lou, I'm going to make you a moderator. If you see anybody talking against us, let's get them up out of here because they trying to distract us. My man said, why aren't you at work? Shit, we at work right now. This is work. Somebody has to do this job. Thank you so much, sister. This is work. So that's what I'm here to tell you today, okay? They all teamed up against you. All of them. And they do not want you to claim the land that belongs to you. The entire continent, which is one continent called the Americas. The entire Americas was only home to your black people. There were nobody that were here that was non-black. It was just us. It was just us. There was no Mongoloids. There were no Siberians. There were no Hispanics. There was no Caucasians. There were no Latinos. The whole shit was just us. Everybody, if you lived in goddamn Colombia, your ass would look just like this. If you lived in Mexico, your ass looked just like this. If you lived in Peru, your ass looked just like that. You had the same hair too. You see our goddamn hair? You see our locks? Motherfuckers in Peru had locks too. They didn't have no goddamn, you know the little, you know, they call it little curls and shit. We didn't have that. We had whole ass afros and locks. They savages who stole. And you were exactly right, brother. That is exactly who they are. They are savages who have stole from us. That's all they are. Savages. These motherfuckers, whole savages. I had to create I created a new business account to build our business. In the first post, these motherfuckers, it was about 25 of their ass. I'm like, how did they find the new page? How? Like, we just started the goddamn page. You know, less than 4 hours ago, they already found it. They started sharing it in their group chats. They're saying, no, he's waking up the rest of the black people. We have to stop him. I said, motherfucker, you're not stopping shit. You see? What do you we're not going to allow you to stop anything. Thank you so much for liking the live, family. I appreciate you. No, we don't have any guests. We don't have any guests. It's just us. It's just us. So now let me explain this today, okay? Let me explain this. This entire planet that we live on, okay? Because we are at war. You said, did they shut me off? On the other account, they suspended it. Because the motherfucker was in there, they were lurking, and they said, all right, let's mass report. That's what they be doing, okay? So now we got to be aware of them in our little chats. Because they are our number one enemy. I want you to know that your number one enemy, you know, we have been taught that it is only the Caucasians who's in on this. We've been taught that. But a lot of you, if you look at the chat, you have to realize that it's also the Hispanics who are against us. Okay? When I went to this all Hispanic school that I enrolled to myself in California, the Caucasians owned the school, but the Hispanics were their slaves. You see? Now, if you are a motherfucking slave, then why the hell would you go against your master? I want you to know that. If you're a whole slave, why would you go against your master? You would not. You see? You would definitely not go against your master. So they are kissing their master's ass. I don't know what I can say. I say so much. Hey, you see? I hate the whole master. So they're not going to go against him. Thank you so much. Let's also check if we can check who is inside the live chat, because we have to make sure that they are not inside of our spaces. So let me get into the real story. Who's stealing our identity and culture? We started everything. Exactly. Yes, we started everything. So now let's get into the lesson today, okay? Tassim Deliza, which is my name, I'm going to get into detail exactly how we are at war, okay? And I'm going to first start this off by telling you the original name of our planet. You know, we have been taught ever since we were children, little children, that the planet is called planet Earth. We was taught that. And we was taught that they had 9 planets in the galaxy called the Milky Way. Well, what if I told you that these motherfuckers have lied? That the planet is not actually called Earth, and that there are more than 9 planets inside of one galaxy. So I'm going to tell you that a planet is much bigger than you have ever thought of. Even inside of the continent of Antarctica, there is more islands and land masses and continents beyond that. Okay? And outside of that, more black people live over there. So let me get into this. This planet is not called Earth, but it is called Planet Ki. K-I. Planet Ki. And we explain this right here inside of our textbook. That's why I said it's so important that we educate our children, because we can no longer allow these Caucasians to educate us. This planet is called Planet Ki. K-I. K-I. Ki. Ki. That's the name. We have to teach all of the children this so they can know that it's called Planet Ki and not Earth. Ki. K-I. And Planet Ki means the second home planet of the Anunnaki race. Who these people look like? What color are they? Could these look like some of your aunties and cousins and nephews and nieces, grandmamas, grandpas, great uncle, great auntie? Could these be some of your cousins? Who do they look like? You see what I'm saying? They look like us. And they are known as the Anunnaki race. if your skin color is the color brown, then you are a member or a descendant of the Anunnaki race. That is your race. I explained in the book that race means the planet from which one originates from. When they say that all these motherfuckers the same race, they're talking about all of these come from the same planet. Same plane, same planet. Now when you look at the Caucasians and the Hispanics, why the hell does the sun burn their skin? That is because they are not from this planet. That means that they are actual aliens. The motherfuckers is whole ass aliens. If I walk out in the sun and I start sizzling and shit, I walk out, I'm like, oh my skin is burning. Oh, I need some sunscreen, please help me. And I'm over there, I'm on the ground and I'm screaming for my life. Oh! I'm getting sun poisoning. That's because I'm not from this planet. And I'm from another planet. My chair. There it is, there it is. That's what it means. Now today we're going to go into detail on what planet do they come from. Thank you, look how animated I am. Thank you so much. We got to explain this. Sure, the sun simulator going up after the white, it hurts them. But it don't just hurt them. It hurts the Hispanics too. That's why the motherfuckers be in the grapevine, big ass sombreros. That's what they call it. They say, tengo mi sombrero en mi cabeza. They say, porque es muy importante para el sol. What I just said is they have the sun, they have the hat on their head because it's important for the sun. They from the moon. I don't know, Nern, some shit, exactly. Now these motherfuckers are from another planet that is located inside of the galaxy called the Plutonian Galaxy. Whole Plutonian Galaxy, that shit don't sound like the Milky Way. Do the Plutonian and the Milky Way, do they sound like they're the same name? No. They sound like they're two different names. So these motherfuckers came from the Plutonian Galaxy and they came onto our fucking planet. And then they said we are all the same human race. And when we look at them, we like, what is there the same? Look at our hair. Our hair ain't the same. You see? Our skin ain't the same. Our nose ain't the same. Our lips, our teeth. We even got different teeth. These motherfuckers have long ass teeth. It's called canines and their shit is longer than ours. You see? They also have a different type of stomach acid. They also have different sizes of body parts. It's all different. So my question is, how the hell are we the same, you lying sack of shit? We got to use this profanity because we ain't here to downplay ourselves. We're going to tell the truth. You see? We're going to tell the truth. So I'm here to let you know that these motherfuckers are not your brothers, nor are they your sisters. They are invaders. They're not your brothers. When I approach they because I be seeing, I'm like, they say, how's it going, brother? I say, motherfucking brother. What the fuck you mean, motherfucking brother? I ain't your brother. Old ass Caucasian. What is brotherly about that? Nothing. You see? As a matter of fact, you came from the Plutonian Galaxy. We're not related at all. Then they taught us, they said, nah. They said, nah, God created all colors. This is what my grandma told me. My grandma said, Tassim, you just don't understand, Tassim. We have to believe in Jesus Christ. He's our Lord and Savior. God and Jesus Christ created all of the colors. This is what my grandma told me. She's 70, she's 74. I said, Grandma, you really believe that shit? I ain't use that language. I ain't say that word because I can't say that to my grandma. But I said, Grandma, you really believe that? I said, come on, Grandma. I said, Grandma, we done suffered. Why the hell we the only ones suffering? Come on, Grandma. I said, Grandma, what if we seek our revenge on their ass? You know, she said if we decide that we gonna, take our and get revenge, then we're gonna get punished by God. What? Wait, can I hear what you just said again, Grandma? Yeah, oh yeah, Tassim. She said, Tassim, if we decide that we're gonna take the land back and get revenge, Tassim, God is gonna come back and he's gonna punish us all. What is you talking about? And we really believe in this? We really believe in this. And we decide to take matters into our own hands, that God is going to come back. So the motherfucker ain't been here yet. My great grandma been waiting on his ass. You see? Waiting on whole ass Jesus. And when I decide to come and decide to take the land back, that his ass just going to decide to pop up out the clouds. Finally, like, damn, motherfucker, we've been waiting on your ass for 1,500 years. You see? Such a sweetheart. Yes. We've been waiting. Let me get some water up in here. Let me get some water. Let me get some water up in here. Let me get some water. We be yelling, we need some water up in here. Thank you so much, my sister Marae Lou. I appreciate you. You are knocking them out like a fly swatter. We are spraying their ass with the repellent. This is a great day. So, back on the story. Yes, they are like roaches up in here. Yes, they are. Every time we do... Peace, my brother Nassim. Peace, brother. And these are our names. So to get back into this, and it's crazy. Every time we try to unite with each other, because they say that black people do not have any unity, every time we are uniting, here they go. Talking about it like they all up in our space. We united with each other. It's just us, the Tamaricans up in here. The Tamaricans. So back into the story. Yes, my grandmother said, if we decide to take matters into our own hands, that Jesus is going to come back. And I said, okay, look. And I want you all to know this. Let's stop wasting our time on trying to fix people. If someone is broken and they obviously do not want to be fixed, let them stay broken. I know we have hearts and we want to save everybody. But as soon as you try to help them, here they come and they try to push you. They try to stop you. You say, but grandma, this is our land. We're the Indians, you know? Or that's just my grandma, because some other grandmas are different. My grandma is a light skin. My grandma was a valedictorian, and she got her college degree. Okay? I got two grandmas. The grandma on the other side is a Blackfoot. Grandma on mom's side, whole ass college graduate, valedictorian, and she believed that the white people is the most supreme. That's what she believed. You know, my whole aunties and uncles, they done started dating. I'm going to tell you the truth because I ain't finna lie to you. I got what? 1, 2? I got two. I got an uncle. I got eight uncles and 8 aunties. So it's what? 4 and 4. Not 3 and 5. 3 and 5. I got one uncle dated outside of his race. Had a goddamn child with a Caucasian. Had a whole hybrid. Then I got a auntie. She's with the Caucasian. You see? Because my grandma, she didn't say, you guys should start, dating the Caucasians. I'm like, what the fuck? Type of shit is that? Where we get that from? Why are we thinking like this? You see, my mom is 13 years older than all of her siblings. So my mom done taught me right. You say, so I would have let you get that far with one of the, exactly. Well, I'm thankful, my sister. I'm thankful. So yeah. My man say, who beat the jacket? The ancestors. The ancestors beat the jacket. This is our shit. They hate when I say that. Trust you tried. Maybe it was a sign. So yeah, with that being said, as soon as we try to build, but we try to fix people. For example, you might be thinking, there's some people who say, brother, you are African, brother. You lost your African mind, brother. Come back to Africa, brother. And I asked them, motherfucker, have you ever been to Africa? They say no, but it's the motherland. I said, why your ass ain't never been there? Well, I don't know. I'm like, get your delusional ass on. But as soon as you try to take your land back, they say, no, brother, and they try to pull you back. Brother, no, Africa's the motherland, brother. Brother, come back with me, brother. Brother, they try to pull you back. That's what they doing. You see? But we try to build. Why are you trying to pull me back when we try to build? Why are you trying to pull me back? And that's what happens when we waste a lot of time trying to convince people. Because many of us do not know this, okay? we don't know that these people who we are trying to fix, they are members. They could be a 12th degree member, 20th degree member, even 33rd degree member of the Freemason Society. So they have no interest in black people uniting. Zero. Because what they do is they unite with all of the Caucasians. This damn jacket bright as hell. You see? So they've been against us. Do I have a few uncles who are members? Yes. Not gonna lie to you. They're not gonna tell me. But every single person who is our color, and they making $1 million a year, best believe they are a member of some society. Every single one. They not doing this shit by themselves. You don't make $1 million, $500,000 by doing it by yourself. So they have to be members of some club or organization. All of them. Every single one of them is a member. There are societies called the Yale Skull and Bones Society. There's another one called the Harvard Alumni Club Society. They're all members. They don't want us to know that. But they have chosen the wrong side. They have chosen to keep our people at the bottom. And I said, that motherfucker is not your ally. Okay? They're not. They're not. They've always been your enemy, but they look like you. The whole time. You got these motherfuckers up here. They really be like, damn, can't you just keep on scrolling, motherfucker? Always in our shed. Always. So to get into that, yes, that is why they're pushing against you. Because they have zero interest in black people uniting. You said you think all other nations need to leave the land. Yes, they do. But the only way to get them off the land is by us uniting. Now let me tell you this. The Americas is one continent. It's always been one continent. It's never been two. It's always been one. Okay? There is no difference between North America and South America. It's all connected by land. There is no bridge that you have to cross in order to get to Central or South America. It's the same land. So with that being said, the whole continent is one land. And all of the whole continent was just black folks. There was nobody else. It was just us. Just us. And all of us had the same goddamn hair. The hair was no difference from the hair. The reason why your hair is the same is because all of you are descendants of the ninth universe. Okay? All of us are direct descendants of the ninth universe. This is where our planet is located in. I explained this in the goddamn textbook. That's why our hair is like this. That's why we have rings on our goddamn finger. Because it is the universe that we live in. The ninth. Okay? The ninth. And all of your Anunnaki, which is your black folks, all of us come from the ninth. So if you do not look like this, you ain't got this goddamn hair, you ain't got this skin, then you're obviously not from the motherfucking ninth. Okay? You say you good? Hell no, I ain't good. They took over my planet. They done took over our shit. Took over the whole planet. And then they talk about y'all always angry. Well, motherfucker, let me tell you know what? I should be angry. Let all this rage off on your ass. I should be angry. They done took over our goddamn planet. We should be angry. We all should be angry. There is no need. Why should you be smiling over someone taking over your planet? Like, hi. I'm happy, you know. I'm happy they took over my planet, yeah. Enslaved my ancestors. I'm happy. How could you be happy about that? You cannot. Yeah, they started, because they said we got to start using the word unalive, but I ain't going to use that word. I'm going to say eliminate or disintegrate. They started eliminating our ancestors. And they're saying that we should be happy about that. Just imagine the grandmothers that we care deeply about. These motherfuckers busted into our whole house. They grab their goddamn rifles and shit. They start popping motherfuckers. You know? Took over the whole house. Kicked you up out the house. You the only survivor. You done ran and you know? You done ran. Then they said, this is what they did. They said, you motherfuckers can live. They said you could sleep on the couch and you could live in the living room. Took over the whole house. They said we could sleep on the couch. And they said that we should be happy off of sleeping on the couch. How we gonna be happy? We sleeping on the whole couch. We done bought the house. They done kicked us out the goddamn house. We sleeping on the couch. And they said that we should be happy about that. They said you're lucky to be alive. But what I would be doing is I would be coming up with whole battle plans. Like, hey, look, how we finna take the house back? You see what I'm saying? It's our house. It's your own house. Yes. The entire North America, the country that is now called United States, is your house. And it's not their house. They took it over. Gave you a little corner. Or you sit in the corner, you can watch TV only on Wednesdays. But your ass got to sleep on the couch. We'll give you $1 meal a day. And they said you should be satisfied with that. How the hell we gonna be satisfied? We gonna watch TV on a Wednesday. We get $1 meal a day. We sleeping on the goddamn couch. How we gonna be happy with that? I say, matter of fact, because I be coming up with a whole group. I say, look, hey y'all, we need to take the whole house back. We need to get some of them goddamn right. We need to pop all their ass. You know what I'm saying? And when the day comes, I'll be plotting and planning and plotting and planning and plotting and planning, and I'll be writing things down. All right, look. We know that this motherfucker, we know that his ass goes to sleep at 10 o'clock. You see, I'll be writing that shit down. 10 o'clock, all right. I wrote it at 10 o'clock. They go to sleep 10 o'clock. Okay. All right, look. All right, they go to work at, right, 10 p.m. they go to sleep. They go to work at 7:45. I write the whole shit down. And when the day come, you know, we got enough. We have enough. Right? I'll be gone for a couple days. They be like, all right, where Tassim at? I'm going for a couple days. I'll be back. You see? And I would come back with 1 million motherfuckers to take over the house. Right? 10 o'clock I come back because they had sleep, right? 10 o'clock? Right? I lock the door, got my keys, open the door, open it up slowly so I can sneak up in there, grab my shit, right? I got them, hey, I need you to go to the top room. You see? Hey, on the right. We got to take over the whole fucking house. They done took over our shit. And I be up in there, right? I be looking for their ass. Where they at? These motherfuckers at? Ready to take over the house. And I'm looking for them. Where they at? And I see that main person who took over the house. And I say, yeah, that's the room that he's staying in. I'll handle this. I'll handle it. I hit it. To get some courtesy. Nah, I ain't even finna get their ass no courtesy. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk up in there. I see the door. Oh, he in that room. He just. I'm shooting up the whole shit. I'm taking the house back. They took over the house. They want us to be satisfied, motherfucker. It's our shit. I done paid for the house. They took over the house, and they said I should be happy. Ain't no, we cannot be happy about that. It's our house. You see? You see? I appreciate you, my sister, Marae Lou. My man said he bet my parents gave you more money than I see. Yeah. Why do we scream? Because we have to scream. We have to. That's the only way to get the point across. So I'm just here to let you know that there is no reason why you should be happy at being a third-class citizen. There's no happiness that comes from that. We over here sweating up in here. Cause we serious. They want us to be happy being third and second-class citizens. on our own land. But now we have realized that this is our land the whole time, and as soon as we start sharing the message, they try to stop us. And they've been trying. They come into our private areas, our private spaces. You know, every time. And then a couple of them, they say, you know, I know that you guys were treated wrong. I really support black people, you know. I know that you guys were done bad. I support you guys. What can I do to help? And then a few of us, we let them in. And then they start plotting. They won't stop us this time. You are so right, my sister. They will not. They start plotting on us. They said, look, I have the blacks' trust. I have their trust. And they start writing down all of our plans. They ain't never done shit and never will. You are so right, my sister Eve. And they, you know, some of us, we ended up befriending them. And then the day came where we had our eyes closed. Eyes closed, right? Closed, right? So we closed our eyes. And then we went to sleep. And as soon as we closed our eyes and we went to sleep, right? This is what they did. They said, hey, Tassim, hey, I made you some lemonade. You got to drink it before you go to bed. Right? So they gave us some lemonade. We said, all right, let me drink the goddamn lemonade. Right? So we started drinking it. We drank the lemonade. That lemonade put us out cold for 12 hours straight. And they tried to shake us, but we wasn't waking up. And like you said, we weren't waking up because they done drugged the lemonade. They put everything in that goddamn lemonade. And we didn't know because we trusted them. We never been betrayed before. And as soon as we would sleep, this is where they came in with all of their weapons. And they started taking us out. Clow, 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 clow. And that's what happened. Because we befriended them. And then they stabbed us in the back. That's what happened. We done got whole backstabbed. That's how they did it. It wasn't no gangster nothing. It was, let me become your best friend. And as soon as I become your best friend, I'm going to stab you in the back. Right? So this is what they did. And that's what happened to our ancestors. And for the descendants, because some of us were children, you know, we were little children. We couldn't really, you know, I'm a child. I can't do anything about it. They put us in a little corner and they say, be happy with that little ass corner, motherfucker. Be happy with it. And what I'm here to tell you is you are not supposed to be happy with a little ass corner on your own land. It's your whole land. It's yours. It belongs to you. It belongs to your ancestors. So that is what has happened. And the way that they kept us pacified was by telling us that we are all the same species. They say everybody came from Africa, and some moved to different climates and changed colors. Get your lion ass on. You don't change colors. Have you ever seen a rose? Have you ever seen a rose that went from red to white because the goddamn winter time? No. Roses do not change colors. So why the hell did they make us believe that we change colors? How? So you telling me also my hair changed too? My shit got straight? They telling us that they are an evolved black person. They said they evolved into a Caucasian. What the fuck? You telling me that you better than me, you evolved into that shit. That's what happened? And some of us are going for it. You know, we're all the same. We all bleed. Dogs bleed too. They said we bleed red. Dogs bleed red too. You telling us that we the same as a dog? Get the hell up out of here, man. Nothing is better than the prototype. Yeah. So that is what has happened. Okay? That is exactly what has happened. We were backstabbed, and they took the land by backstabbing. It wasn't no gangsta nothing. It was all backstabbing. That's why they're trying to backstab you all now. And this is why I have to say, none of them can be trusted. Some of you might have seen this, and I didn't even know it. One of them, I say that it is the truth. Look, the Caucasians, the Asians, and the Hispanics are all the same. Okay? They're all the same. Now, you might have some good ones, right? But the reason why they're good is so they could backstab you again, just like their ancestors did. Now, I don't know if some of you have seen that there's also some man on TikTok, Asian. He's saying that we are the Indians and this is our land, yes. And the man has been putting me inside the videos. I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't never talked to you in my damn life, my whole life. Where did this come from? You seen that video? I'm like, where the hell did this shit come from? He said, yes, me and Tasim are teaming together. Motherfucker, no the hell we not. None of y'all can be trusted. Zero. We cannot trust any of you. They try to befriend us. Look, didn't the ancestors do it? Didn't the ancestors try to befriend us? They said, look, we're going to get their trust. We're going to befriend them. And then we're going to backstab them. I want you to know it's the same goddamn thing. None of them can be trusted. Okay? So the reason, I don't know what the reason is. I don't know how you can... I would say thank you for making the videos. I appreciate you. But we cannot team up. We cannot align because you are a damn Asian, and the Asians are all my enemy. Every single one. There's not a single one that's not my enemy. They're not the same species as me. You say you remember that? That's crazy. Yes. Yeah. They try to get our trust. That's all I'm here to say. They try to get our trust, and then they backstab us. We will not allow it to happen again. The Black Panthers did the same thing. They tried to team up with all the Hispanics and the motherfucking Puerto Ricans, but the white Puerto Ricans, right? And then they said we're all the same. And guess who the only one who was eliminated at the end? Who out of the whole coalition, out of the Black Panthers, do you know who's the only one to die? The Hispanics, they got to survive. Puerto Ricans survived, but guess who's the only one that they killed? The black one. Fred Hampton, every time. No, we're not doing that every time. Fred Hampton. He was the only one. And like you said, sister, so y'all not doing that family website together? My sister, no, we're not. No, I've never talked about creating a family website. No. That's what they do. They try to get our trust. That's what I'm saying. They use our face. They have realized that I am one of the most powerful people to put this message out here. And especially because I'm the youth. I am young. I'm born in 2000. He said, lies is crazy. Yeah. Oh, you filtered that word. Yeah. That's what they do. It's all to befriend us. And what I'm here to say, none of them can be trusted. I appreciate you for putting out the message, but we have to now stick with our own. It is important for the black people to team up together. The Anunnaki is important because our planet was taken over. Okay? None of you are descendants of Africans, but I'm here to tell you that just like this continent was all Anunnaki, because that's our race, the whole African continent was Anunnaki, the whole Europe was all Anunnaki. It was all us. And let my voice. We be up in here losing our voice. It'd be crazy. But yes, that is correct, my sister. We're not building a website together. It's time for us to team up with our own people. It's time. We have to team up with other black folks. Okay? That's what we have to do. Whew. Okay, I'm trying to see if our voice is good because we'd be screaming, we'd be losing our voice. Man, so what are you saying, that you are indigenous? All of your black people are indigenous. Now, the ones who live in the North American continent, we're indigenous to the whole continent. You think you have the recording of that claim? I'll check later. Yeah. Ooh. And these lives are all recorded so we can have them. We'll be posting them on the YouTube channel at Tasim Deliza. Okay? Trying to see if our voice is good. Yeah, so that's, my man said, let's get him out the live. We don't even have to argue anymore. It's a waste of time of debating. Even if somebody is the same race as you, block their ass, get them up out of here. We're not finna go back and forth. All right? Because like I said, a lot of their ass is members of the Freemason Society. And some of them are, you know, Greek letter organizations. We have that. My sister is a Delta. They don't give a damn about Black People United. They don't give a shit. All they care about is their money. That's it. You say, are we doing a panel for the flag? Yes, we're going to be doing a panel for the flag, my sister Eve. Yes. Okay, I was just trying to see if my voice was getting back right, getting back together. Then we can get back into this. Woo! Because I be screaming every goddamn day. It's the best thing in the world. Okay. if we're back. Yes, we will be doing a panel. There's going to be a couple of things that we're going to have to start creating. We now know that this is our land. And I say, instead of debating, this is why I had to come on the scene, and I'm not new at this. Instead of debating, we have to simply start creating. Every single day when I wake up, I hop in the shower, you know, get nice, everything. I listen to an audio tape. And inside of this audio tape, I hear this one man. And he says this. He says, your duty as a man is to create. He said, if you wanted to increase your income level, then you do not have to compete. Do not try to compete with others. Do not try to compete for the best position. He said, instead, all simply man must do is to create. He said, that is what man is designed to do. So that's what we're going to have to start doing today. We have to remember that we are all creators. Didn't our ancestors create the original names of the land? Didn't our ancestors say that this land was called Temeri? Our whole ancestors created things and they named it after themselves. That's what our ancestors did. You said they always had pictures of their dogs. True, that's true. Our ancestors named every single land. They named all the continents. They named all the buildings. They named all the streets. Simply in 2025, what we Tamericans must do is we must create new things. Okay? We even invented the braces. Motherfucker be like, oh, you have braces by a white dentist. Motherfucker, no. Braces came from the Anunnaki with your lying ass. You just trying to take some more shit. We done created everything. You see? So our ancestors created this. This is a palace. You see, it's a whole palace. This right here, it is a palace. You see? Oh, let me tap the screen. They say, oh, let me tap the screen. Oh, because it be doing this. Inactive for the live. 5 minutes, we tap the screen. Let's tap the screen. Let's get it to 15,000 likes, my Tamericans. Let's get the live to 15,000 likes. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? I came across a video today. No, it was last night. I came across a video. And I saw one of our goddesses, one of our beautiful sisters. And she started talking about the kingdom of Temeri. And she was all excited. She was happy. And then as I was watching the video, I was happy too. I said, finally, the message is reaching my people. We all are descendants of a kingdom, not a democracy. And the way that you know that it's a kingdom is because this is a palace right here. And doesn't a kingdom have palaces? Doesn't a kingdom have palaces? Thank you so much, Sister Mary Lou. I appreciate you. And doesn't a kingdom have castles made out of stone? This is in Ohio. Doesn't a kingdom have castles? Yes. Well, what if I told you in 2025 that these castles were turned into prisons? This is a process called terraforming. They knocked a few walls down, right? But this is why they have such old-looking looks. Many of them are in Chicago and some of them are in California. Alcatraz is a castle created by a beautiful woman named Calafia. She is the queen. Her name is Queen Calafia. She looks just like me and she is the queen of California. She had an entire castle. This is why you know that this is called the Kingdom of Temeri. Because a kingdom has castles. And that is what her team built. Her servants. And we have these castles in Florida, Chicago, Georgia. We have a couple in Atlanta. We have some of them in Texas. Some of them, many of them are in North and South Dakota. That was called the Dakotas. And that is called the Corn Palace. C-O-R-N, Palace. Corn Palace. You can look that up. In the future, we might put more images inside of the book of the Corn Palace. This is located inside of the Dakotas. Many of these palaces were destroyed so they can hide the identity of the Tamarican people, which is us. Okay? I said that in today's time, yes, many of us, we do come from the tribes. But on a higher level, we had a nation. And I say in 2025, every single one of the tribes are going to form one unity, one unit, and we're going to combine back into the nation once again. So if you are a member of the Iroquois, or the Chickasaw, or the Choctaw, or the Apache, or the Seminole, or the Cherokee, or the Blackfoot, or the Powhatan, or the Shinnecock, we are all going to be combining ourselves into one nation once again. And that nation will be known as the nation of Tamari. It'll be the kingdom of Tamari with all of the Tamaricans. We will not be separate anymore. We will all be coming back together. Because together we are strong. My brother told me that. And, me and my brother, we don't have the... We sometimes argue. We go back and forth. My brother said this. He said, Tassim, we are brothers. He said, together we are strong, brother. He said, I am your older brother. Together we like strong, but when we separated, we like little sticks and we could be easily snapped. A few little sticks. If you have sticks as individuals, little small sticks. For example, if this is a stick, I could break this like nothing. I don't want to break it because this is my pen. But if I have a bunch of sticks or a bunch of pins, together it is hard to snap them. And that is what we Tamaricans have to do. We have to come back together. And we have to realize that we are not separate. We're all one unit. And if we are to rebuild the kingdom and to get back what is ours, we have to do it together as one. Not two, one. One. And that includes the entire continent of the Americas. If we were to try to do it here in the States, it would be a lot more challenging. This is going to be our strongest task yet. We know that this is our land, but what they do is they kidnap over 800,000 of us every single year. They do, and what they're doing with all of these kidnappings is they're harvesting our people's organs. That's what they're doing. You see, they would want me to say for educational purposes, so shit. We will say for educational motherfucking purposes. That's what it's gonna be. Hey! But that's what they're doing. But simply what they're doing with these children, and I explained this, they're creating sunscreen out of your skin. That's what your skin comes from. Your skin is made out of something called carbon-12. Carbon-12 is the number one element inside of the sunscreen bottles. Number one ingredient. It does not come from the plants, it comes from our skin. Carbon-12, it absorbs sun, it does not block it, it absorbs it. Carbon-12. And many nuclear weapons are made out of our skin and our organs and our bones. Like I said, we're two different species. We're not gonna lie anymore, motherfucker. We're two different species. That's what they're doing. They thought that we was gonna be asleep forever. So I said, look, my Tamaricans, this is gonna be the strongest and most challenging job that we've ever faced yet. Because they have access to a lot of our people. They do. They have access to them. And I say our solution for the time being is we're going to have to team up with everybody, even outside of this country. That means we're going to have to team up with the black folks who live in Canada. They're there. They're there. I have friends who live in Canada looking just like me. I'm like, motherfucker, what? I didn't even know Canada had black people. I thought it was just nothing but Caucasians. They said, nah, we here, man. We here. I say, weird, man. Now we here. They just don't show us on the TV. I said, that makes a lot of sense. They had us believing that the whole Canada was just nothing but Caucasians. I said, all right, that makes sense. I said, we're going to have to team up with some of the black people who live in Jamaica and Haiti. We're going to have to team up with the black people who live in Mexico. You said they claim to be Canadian Americans. Well, they are. Technically, that's their nation. Yeah, I didn't even know it. Oh, you're right. They do claim to be Canadian Americans. Their birth rates are too low for it to be just them. That's true. Their birth rate is a little bit too low for it to be the goddamn Caucasians. You're so right. That's something to think about, my sister. I've been drinking a lot of water up in here because I'll be screaming. That is something to think about. 1111, yes. Those are spiritual numbers. Yeah, right. So the plan came up with me, and I said, look, I believe, because my mother told me this, my mom said this, she said, Tasim, we cannot wait another 20 years to have another savior. Every 20 years, we have more saviors that come to the planet. Every 20 years. But they all meet the same fate. Either imprisoned or eliminated. Every single one. Every single one. So in order to have a different outcome, we have to do something different. In order for things to change, we have to change. Okay? So if we're tired of having the same outcomes, we have to do something different. And I propose this. My mother told me this. 2023. Was it? No, 2024. I was watching a movie called Judas and the Black Messiah. This movie talked about the Black Panther Party. And towards the ending of the movie, one of our messiahs named Fred Hampton, one of our messiahs, he is our savior. One of our messiahs, because our messiah is not white. Your messiah is not a Caucasian, and there's not going to be a single Caucasian to save your ass. You see, the Caucasians are against you, and they will always be against you. Now that we have noted that your messiah is a black person, okay? Is a Anunnaki, is a Tamarican, that's our nation. That is your messiah. Within the ending of this movie, one of our messiahs named Fred Hampton, he had two options. It was either that he was going to wait the next day so he can go to prison, or he was going to leave and go to Cuba. Now, Cuba is right there. That shit is a goddamn hour away. It's the same distance from Texas to Arizona. It's the same distance. Maybe even lesser than that. It's right there. You see? Same. But when the women were telling him this, because the woman, she gave him this option. She said, look, Fred, you're going to have to build the Black Panther Party internationally. Because we cannot afford to lose you, Fred. His wife, she looked at him in the eyes and she said, look, we cannot afford to lose you. He said, it don't matter, baby. I'm not going nowhere. She said, but you just got to listen to me this one time. We need to become international. He said, nah, y'all should stop worrying about becoming international. And instead, we should be focused on building that clinic. They had an idea to build a clinic, a hospital to keep our people healthy. That was the whole plan. He said, look, I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to get up out of here. And then we're going to be back into building a Black Panther Party. Well, that's what Fred thought. Fred thought that was going to be the reality. But they had an informant inside of the Black Panther Party. And this informant, he simply gave Fred some lemonade. He said, hey, Fred, you thirsty? He said, no, I ain't really thirsty. He said, hey, man, just drink a little bit. Because you're going to be locked up for the next couple years. So the motherfucker who went into the kitchen, he had a couple of little droplets that he was given from the government. They gave his ass some droplets. He put that shit in the motherfucking drink and he mixed it up in there. Right? And he said, hey, Fred, hey, man, I made you something to drink. And his ass is shaking. Whole head, oh, shit. His whole head is shaking. He's shaking. Fred, I'm like, why is your head shaking? He's shaking. Because he knew what he was doing was wrong. He's shaking. Hey, Fred, you thirsty? Shaking. He said, hey, man, hey, just calm down, man. Just calm down. He said, I made you something to drink. He gave Fred the drink. Fred took a little bit, he took a little sip. He didn't really feel no effects right away. It took a couple minutes. The informant, he said, all right, y'all, I'm going to be out of here. He said, I'm going to leave for the night. I'll be back in the morning. That's what he said. I'll be back in the rising. But what he did is he gave blueprints to the entire house that the Black Panther Party lived at. He gave the whole blueprints. He said, all right, this is Fred Hampton's room, right? And it's the room in the far back. He said the kitchen is on this side. They go to sleep at 12 a.m. and they have the 2 bodyguards behind the house so they can protect the perimeter. He's telling them the whole blueprints. The informant, he left, he went home. He didn't have no intentions in coming back. He a whole ass informant. Handshaking and shit. Trying to poison our Messiah. Fred Hampton was our Messiah. And that's why they named him the Black Messiah. Motherfuckers having whole meetings about him. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, we heard knocks at the door. Like this. And the two bodyguards, hey, we expecting any company? They said, nah, I ain't expecting any company. They said, hey, wake them up. Hey, get everybody up. 2 more knocks. And the government started shooting through the door. Right? They had big ass rifles. Dual shotgun. Doom! 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 The bodyguards, they got hit. Oh! Hit the ground. Hit the whole ground. And all we heard is gunfire. We heard fire, just fire. And they were spraying through the whole house. Because the informant gave them the blueprints. Fred Hampton, he was lemonade. They gave his ass some lemonade. He was not waking up. He was knocked out cold. And after they ended up getting rid of everybody, because that's what they did, they tried to cover up the stories like they didn't do nothing wrong. They tried to cover up the whole story. They went into Fred Hampton's room and they said, hey, anybody in the back, if you don't come out, you have 12 seconds to come out with your hands up. If you do not come out, we're going to light up the entire room. So his wife, she said, my husband, Fred, he's not waking up. That's what she was saying. Her husband was not waking up. That was our Messiah. She's shaking him. She's shaking him. Baby, wake up. This is what she's doing. She's shaking him. Wake up, Fred. Wake up. We need you. That's what she said. He wasn't waking up because his ass got a sip of some of that lemonade. So he wasn't waking up. So she was forced to come out. She was pregnant with the beautiful baby. She came out. And she said, my husband's in the room. He's not waking up. So what these motherfuckers did, because it was like playing the whole time, they went up in that goddamn room. And they said, oh, Fred, I'm afraid that it has now come to an end, Fred. And they had their goddamn pistol, right? They aimed it at Fred's head. And all you heard was, and they didn't just do it one time, they did it multiple times. Hitting his ass in the head, straight to the head, every goddamn time. Every time. Multiple times, 13 times, 27 times. Shot his ass over and over and over again. And they want us to forgive them and turn the other cheek. Motherfucker, I ain't forgiving shit. You done got rid of my Messiah. That's my whole savior. To get us up out of this situation. And that's what they did to one of our Messiahs. Our Messiah is not Jesus Christ. That motherfucker is white. Exactly. We ain't supposed to forget a goddamn thing. It's all right, my sister. It's all right. And that's what they did to us. You see? That is what they did to us. And they want us to forgive and to forget. No, motherfucker. We're not going to forgive or forget shit. And that's what they did to one of our Messiahs. And that is what they do to every single one of our Messiahs. You said, done with turning the other cheek. I'm so thankful for you, my sister. Yes, we are done with turning the other cheek. That has been used against us. It has been used to enslave us. And used for us to continue to be passive, second-class citizens. You see? That's what they want us to be. We cannot be that anymore. So to explain that is what happens every 20 years. Basically what I'm saying is this. His wife told him to leave and he said, I'm not going nowhere. He said, I'll be in jail and I'll come back out. They said, no, this is the last time that we ever need to see Fred. He would not be in jail and he would not be out. We have to go in there now and we have to get rid of them. And that's what they said to us. And that's what they do. That's how they think about all of us. So in the movie, they said that we need to become international. And because Fred was a man, and this is what happens to our men, and it is the truth because I thought the same thing, but we sometimes don't listen. We don't. And I said this time in 2025, we will now listen to our women. If they say that we need to become international, then it shall be. We will become international. And I said that when we were talking about the kingdom of Tamari and all of the Tamaricans, we must be international. We cannot do the same things that our ancestors did in the past. We have to change our approach and do something differently. That is what you have all said to us. And I say the way that we do this differently is by turning the kingdom of Tamari, because it says this right here. Let me show you the page. The kingdom of Tamari. Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you so much. We have to change. Right here, it says this. It's a little bit backwards. But it says the kingdom, right? Could you see it? Where it's at? Right? Beloved. I'm trying to find a word. Kingdom of Tamari. It's a little bit backwards. We have to turn the kingdom of Tamari into the empire of Tamari. And within an empire, there are multiple kingdoms inside of it. I said, we shall unite every single nation who is inside of our continent, because we know that America is one continent. We have to unite us all into one empire. One. We will have each other's backs. We'll be able to trade with each other. And we will protect each other. We will have to team up with all of our people who live inside of our continent. Learn from their mistakes. You are so right, my sister Eve. And that's what we have to write down. We must learn from the mistakes that our ancestors have made. They decided to stay in one spot, and then we had to wait another 20 years for another Messiah. But in today's time, we will not wait 20 years. Instead, it's time for us to unite and form an empire. Become international. The empire of Tamari is what we will all be a part of. We will still live inside of the kingdom. If you are from the United States, we are still the kingdom. But we are the kingdom inside of the empire. Like my sister said, yes, we should. All of our flags should be together. We're no different. There are 200 million black folks who live in Brazil. Looking just like us. Same hair, same every goddamn thing. Same everything. Looking just like us. You see? And that's what we'll have to do. They have separated us by making us believe that we're different with all of these flags and classes, right? The middle class separate themselves from the higher class and the poor class. We all the same. And we all suffer. It's time for us to unite. And we must learn from the mistakes of our ancestors. We must do it. The woman is wise. The reason why I say that is because there is one woman who was also a part of the Black Panther Party, and she did more physically than Fred Hampton. Her name is Assata Shakur. She did more physically. What do I mean? My teacher said it. He said she eliminated over 20 of their officers. 20. I'm like, hold on, how the hell she do that? He said, yeah, she had her goddamn, she invited their ass. Boom, right? And they got hit because she knew that they was the enemy the whole time. He said that she got rid of 20 of them. 20. Ain't nobody else to get rid of 20. That's a lot of people. I'm like, yeah, she said she did it her goddamn self. Jamaica, Trinidad, and Barbados. Yes, my sister. And this woman, they gave her, at the beginning, they gave her a life sentence. Assata Shakur, she got rid of 20 of them. They gave her a life sentence in prison. But her ass broke out of that motherfucker. She done broke out of prison. Broke out of prison. And I started reading the article. Broke out of prison. Then they said for a little while she lived underground. I'm like, she lived underground? Shit. How you do that? Well, I found that we got underground cities because they covered up our cities. And then she hopped on a boat and she went to Cuba. And I said, that is gangster right there. And still today, she's alive and she is, I believe, either 79 years old or 80 years old. But she's alive and well. You see, all of our men is not alive. Their ass is gone. One of our men followed in her footsteps and his ass also went to Cuba. His name is Huey P. Newton. Also did the same thing when he was young, but he ended up coming back. Guyana and St. Lucia, you were so right, my sister. He ended up coming back, and as soon as he came back, they took his ass out. You see? And that's why I say our sisters are wise. Because they are the creators of us. You all are the creators of us. You are very wise, and our sister is the only one out of the whole Black Panther Party to be still left alive. And today she is on their motherfucking list. You see? But she's alive. And I said now in today's time in 2025, it is time for us to become international. We have to open up our minds a little bit. We have to get out of that goddamn box and realize that if you live in Guyana, there are black folks who live in Guyana. That is in South America. Guyana, South America, they speak English. But that shit, it sounds a little bit different. I'm like, I don't know what the hell they be saying. Because I met a guy named, he said, I'm like, my man, what is you saying, man? I don't know what you're saying. But they think the same about us if you're from the South. But I said now it's time for us to expand our minds a little bit. We have to expand, yes. We have to unite and form the international Tamericans. Okay? This is where we take over every goddamn island. A couple of us, and I say this, I say, look, my mom told me this. My mom said this. She said, you will win, my son. You will win if you overproduce them in numbers. If you have more babies than them, you will win. But our people are not having babies because they have created all of these programs that work against us. They do. If you have a child inside of the United States of America, if you're a man, then they're going to destroy you in your entire life. Like, what do you mean? They're going to put your ass on child support. Every goddamn time. Now it's destroying your whole life. I said, all right, look, how are we going to solve that? Shit, let's go somewhere else. Let's have some babies somewhere else then. You see? You said Belize, Dominican, and Haiti? Yes, my sister. The Haitians are allowed to have babies because they ain't got no goddamn child support. Do they? I don't think they got child support, but we do. It is destroying us. And that has been specifically imposed to keep our numbers down. That's why they created it. They said if we can create a system that keeps the men down, then we can stop them from producing as often. We can bring their population down. And they said another way to enhance population decrease is by confusing their men, as they are young boys, with all of this rainbow stuff. So many of the young boys, when they were in school, they started preaching rainbow and all that rainbow ass shit so that they can grow up and they don't meet a beautiful woman. That's what the whole thing has been about. Turning our men into motherfucking rainbows. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And now I want to say, I'm like, how the hell? That's crazy, man. Now they're confused. They say, I don't even know what I like. I'm like, motherfucker, we have to fix our young boys. We have to fix them. It is important, it is our responsibility as adults to teach the ones who are coming forth. Our young children, it is up to us as adults to teach them. And we have to teach them that if you are a man, you are one of our strong men. We need you. We need you. We need your strength. We have to teach that. You have to protect your woman. You have to love her. You have to marry her. That's your job. You have to come together as one unit because we have to bring our population back up. And I guarantee you, if we overpopulate their ass and bring our numbers up to something like 700 million, if we do that shit like motherfuckers and do it in Africa, you see, Nigeria got 200 million motherfuckers up over there. I said, shit, let's bring our shit up to 200 million, and I guarantee you we would take this bitch back. I guarantee you, if we had 200 million motherfuckers walking around, we would have been took this shit back. Long time ago. So we have to fix our young men. We have to let them know you have to come back with your woman. They want to decline our birthright. Birthright, yes, you are so right, my sister. I think they lie about our population. They probably do lie. I'm gonna be honest, they do lie. I said, what if we can control the population count by creating the population and the census numbers? If we created that shit our goddamn self, then we would be in control. But the only way to do that is we have to go to somewhere where we have power. And every time we try to unite over here, every time, remember with Fred Hampton, they take them out every single time. Even for the people who are non-radicals, they take them out either way. So we must learn from the mistakes of our ancestors and realize that, look, we're going to have to become international, okay? We are the majority in the American. Yes, you're so right. You're right, but how come? Because it is a truth. Let me show you this. Because when you got little envelopes, you know, the little envelope that said the census and all the little census numbers? We simply do not control what the census says because we do not control the census forms. And if we try to create census forms over here, then they would put us in prison. They would say you are creating false fraud claims. That is against the law. That's what they would say. You're so right. Yes, we do need to create an army. Yeah, you're so right. But you got to listen to me. You got to listen to me. We did create an army over here. We called it the Black Liberation Army. In the 1960s. The times have not changed. I want you to know the times have not changed. They thought the same then. They think the same now. You said the American is a part of the islands. Yes. And that's all I'm here to say. We have to know this, that there are islands and there is the mainland. But we're all the same. And one of the goddesses has discovered that some of the people who live on the islands are from Tennessee. They from Florida. They from South Carolina, North Carolina. What else we got? Virginia. Some of them who live in Virginia, they moved to the islands. 200 years ago, they said, all right, look, we finna go build on the islands real quick. You know? And they live on the islands. They're the same people. They're the same people. They live in Virginia. Lived in Florida. I have family, and I didn't even know this. I look at my little genealogy, because they said start looking at your genealogy, y'all. So I'm looking at genealogy. I'm over there. I'm looking at I'm looking at the 1950s. And I'm like, I thought my whole family was from Georgia, but they say some of them came from Florida. I said I had a great auntie who, I don't know how many greats, but she came from Florida. I'm like, damn, that's Florida Seminoles over there. You say you glad you started doing yours? I'm glad you started doing yours too as well, my sister, Marae Lou. I need so much water when I be up in here because we be screaming. Thank you so much, sister. I appreciate you. This is the reason why they set up these immigration laws now. That is so correct. Because what they did not want, they didn't want our people who moved to the islands, they didn't want our people to come back and tell us that everything was a lie. That none of us are African descendants, that they took over the continent. These people, they knew, but they didn't want them coming back in because they would wake us up. That's also the reason why they did not want the Haitians to come over here, but they started letting everybody else up in here. You see? Because they knew that if the Tamaricans were to team up with the Haitians, it's a wrap. We would have been took the whole shit back. We would have started popping out babies. We would have had a new baby every goddamn 5 seconds. Boom. Next thing you know, population, we up at 300 million. They didn't want that. They don't want it to get up to 300 million. You see? That's what they was afraid of. So I said this. You're so right, brother. You're so right. That's what they feared the most. Our population over getting to that. Basically, just in the American continent, every time you see one of them, it'll be 40 of us. You see? And if they claim that they're 100 million, then it'll be something like, what is it? We talking about 40? 100 million? Okay, let me just say 4 of us, something like that. Every time you see one of them, it's if they got 100 million, we got 400 million. Every time you see one of them, you see 4 of us. So that's what we would turn it to. You said no more good R&B music for a reason. That is true. They specifically poison the music so we can stop having children. That is why all the music has been used to turn against us. It's all revenge music. You said your mom used to travel to the islands on America? Really? That is amazing. And you got to teach me about that because I didn't even know. We don't even know that the islands exist over here. You see? But yes, that is why they changed the music. You know, because you look at the 90s music, because that's what I be listening to. But when you turn the music to today, 2025, that shit is all about revenge and how we don't need each other. It's all poison. We do need each other, and we are all that we have. And if we come together, we would then took the shit back. We would have started creating a whole family once again. We would have had 6 children, 7 children, 8 children. My grandma got 8 children. My mom has 7. And I said, look, I need to have 7 as well. Or more. And that is what they have taken away from us. He said, you're going to have a day. You're going to have a... If they against us, get them up out of here. You see? But we have to have children. We have to. And that is how we take the land back. Your mom had 12? Now that is amazing. That is amazing. You said, so how do we get this emotion? I'm tired of waiting. Okay, so I've written a couple of things down. Okay? I've written some things down. My entire early childhood life, because I didn't believe in the whole school system, I didn't do none of my homework. When I was in high school, I did not do good in high school. I had a 1.7 GPA in high school at one point. I was in 11th grade. I had a 1.7. I'm like, shit, I don't give a damn about school. This shit is trash. Why am I in this goddamn school? It's garbage. You know? My family, we lived in California, but we moved to Georgia at the time. And I said, look, I don't know why I'm here. I don't like these Georgia-ass schools. There's a lot of natural resources on the islands. Thank you so much, my sister. And we're going to get into that. So I have to let you know that, yes, I did not care about school. And the reason is because they were lying to us. Now, once I started learning about my actual history, then I started liking to learn. And it'll be the same for all of our young men. If we tell them their actual history, they will love to learn. Because I was in the library reading a book every goddamn day. Right? I was reading 1 or 2 books a week. Finishing 1 or 2 books a week. So with that being said, now that you know, yes, I had a 1.7 in high school, and I graduated with like a 2.1, 2.2, something like that. Nothing but lies. History was my favorite subject until high school. Exactly. And when you find out about the lies, now you're like, shit, why do I want to learn this? This is fucking ass. I don't know why I'm in this damn history class. So yes, I was flunking classes in high school. I done took the same class 3 times. I took a reading class. I could read fantastic. I read on the goddamn super ass level, but I'm like, shit, I'm not finna do none of this homework. I'm not finna do none of the tests. I'm not even finna show up to school. Matter of fact, I don't even give a damn why I'm in this goddamn school. So I flunked the class. I had to take it again. Right? And that's what happened to me. So I said, our first solution is this. To get into the solution, we have to have a group of us that starts it off on becoming international. No matter where we go, we will still keep our Tamerican nationality. No matter where you go. I said a couple of us can go to Mexico. Mexico is the same, but you will have a better lifestyle and you can build some shit over there. I said we can build our own community over there in Mexico and we can create our own census. You say, did they try to mark you as a truant? Did they? I showed up to school every goddamn day. No, I showed up to school, so they ain't marked me as a truant. It's just I didn't do none of the homework, none of the schoolwork. My mom was calling my teacher. She said I need to be in summer school. I'm like, I don't give a damn about summer school. You know, I'm just finna take. I didn't care. He said, when we know when we know who we are, we will stand up and take our rightful place, and that is so true. How did you graduate? I graduated because I started towards the ending of school. I started doing all of my homework and all of that, and then I started getting A's and B's once again. You know, once we decide that we're going to actually do the work, then we start getting good grades. So that's when I started getting all the good grades once again. You know, I said, all right, look, let's get some A's and B's and all that. Because we're all intelligent. We all are. But we just don't give a damn while we're there. And I didn't care. But as soon as I started doing the work, then we started passing up all the classes. And then I graduated on time. You know, and it's the same for all of our young men. It's the same for them too. They just don't care because why are they there? They're learning lies. That's all they're thinking. Like, why the hell am I here? All you reading the fucking books is African slavery, and nothing but you're a slave. That's all we hear. And then they show us a movie in school on how we were some slaves. Why should I do the schoolwork? Why am I here? You see? You was a straight A student until your junior year in high school. And that's how it is. See? Until we were like, why am I learning these lies? Pick up my pen. That's the reality for many of us. Let's get the live to 20,000 likes, my family. We almost there. We're at 19,000. Let's get one more 1,000 likes. Let's tap the screen to get 20,000 likes. When they show you that movie, the entire class starts looking at you. That's so true. Whole class looking at you. It's also called social promotion or social you got to finish off the word. Indoctrinated by the government. Yes, you're so right, brother. Social promotion. It is all used to destroy our self-esteem. And if you can destroy that young Tamaricans, how would I say it? The word I'm looking for is self-image. If you can destroy their self-image, then they will go on to hate themselves. And they will go on to create nothing. And that's what they did. If they can get the Tamaricans to hate themselves, none of us will start creating anything. You see? And it took me until I went to college, then I started creating some things. I started building up my self-image, and I said, look, we have to teach it to the rest of our people. And once we build that self-image back up, then we can start teaching them how to create and how great they are. Thank you so much for liking live. With 300 likes away, let's get it to 20,000 likes. I appreciate you, my Tamaricans. We are all citizens of the kingdom of Tamari. All of us. Thank you so much. We're almost there. Let's get it to 20,000 likes. Thank you so much, my sister Eva. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, my brother. Original Receipt Worldwide LLC. Or sister. Pepe, my brother, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We almost there. Thank you, family. I love you all. So that next step, yes, we are all one. That next step is this. Also, if you are not a member of our Discord community, I have created a Discord community so all of our people can communicate outside of the live streams. And every time we go live, I'll leave you a notification. But so we can start creating and planning together, I need you to join my Discord server called the Kingdom of Tamari. It is in the link in my bio. The Kingdom of Tamari. It is free to join. It does not cost a single dime. Click on the bio. I need you to join. It's in the link tree. You'll click the link tree and then you'll join the free Discord. Okay? So to get back into this, our first step is this. Becoming international. He said, did you see that Trump played the video on Julius Malema? Yes, I saw that because here, you can let me allow that word. I don't know why the comments are filtered. Approve. I don't know why it says that, but we're going to approve the comments. Yes, they started brainwashing our people. We are the majority. And it says, yes, I saw the video on Julius Malema. That, for those of you who do not know this, there is a man who lives in South Africa. His name is Julius Malema. Okay? And what he has said is, and he has said this, that the motherfuckers who are Caucasians are the enemy. We have to let them know that they are not our allies and there is no allies about them. Ever since they arrived on our shores, there has been nothing but wars. That's all there's been. There has been no peace. So how the fuck how are you the ally? You are the enemy. You've been the enemy the whole time. You said you need to make a documentary. You're absolutely right, my sister. We do need a documentary. But what's more important than that is we need to control the textbooks. What is just as important, if we control, and I say this, and it is so important. Every single book that you have in your house has energy. And a lot of our black households have the Bible inside of it. And they don't know that the Bible, it has energy. So basically there's a science, there's a term. And it's called, basically inside of all of these little club societies, they are teaching you something about how the brain and how the mind works. Okay? When there are physical words imprinted on paper, these physical words are putting off energy into your mind subconsciously. Okay? That's what they're doing. The only way we can get out of this is the sword. Yes, and you're so right. That's the only way. And what's the other one? Is that the other one? Yeah, the sword. Yes. The only way. But I explained this. By having physical words on physical paper inside of books, what you're doing is you are now controlling the minds of all of the people who live in that house. Because books have energy. And look at the title. The title says the planet was stolen from black people. It does not say the planet was stolen from Caucasians. It does not say the planet was stolen from Hispanics. It says black people. And what you see on the cover, you see nothing but us. This is going to wake up the rest of our people and let them know that this is your whole planet. We have to unite. You're so right. We have to unite. Have to. So the first step, I propose this. We'll have to go into a few groups. It'll be 2 or 3 groups. Okay? We will have to. It's not an option. It is required. It is absolutely required. We have to learn from the mistakes of our ancestors. A couple of us will have to start building a community, a Tamarican community, on one of the islands or on one of the lands that is outside of the United States. You will have to start building a community over there, and a couple of us will go over there and we will help you build. If we're over there, we're able to build our own hospital. They will not allow us to build it over here because they have taken over our land. All these, you can't even get a permit to build it. Like, nah, they're not going to let you. He said, I say try to recruit some of our brothers and sisters that are already on the islands. Yes. And we'll recruit the brothers and sisters that are already on the islands. You said, you think we still need a documentary? Yes. My sister, I would say you should be in charge of the documentary. You have to realize this, and it is so important. If the ancestors, because that's the ones who are talking to you, if the ancestors are giving you an idea to create something, and you are recommending it for other people to do it, the ancestors are not giving that message to them. They're giving that message to you. If the ancestors said create a documentary, then my sister, you have to create a documentary. Because my ancestors told me to create a textbook so we can control everything. That's what my ancestors, they said, Tassim. I said, yes, what is it, ancestors? They said, Tassim, you have to control the books. That's the only way to get to the children. The only way. I said, ancestors, how do I create a book? They said, we will show you how to do it. It took me a whole year to create a textbook. A whole year, and I started writing, and I started writing. It took me a whole year. But the ancestor said, Tassim, you have to create a book. That is the only way to get to our children. Because that is the solution. If we can get to our own before they reach them, we can solve everything. So the ancestors told me to create a book. They said, Tassim, create a book. And my sister, woman from Earth, the ancestors are telling you to create a documentary. Now, do I have tools to help you? Yes, because I have been a professional editor since I was 15 years old. I can help you. But you will simply have to create a documentary and I can help you. We're going to unite together. That's my skill. That's why these motherfuckers be coming up into our lives, because they probably know that I'm a professional editor. Yes, don't skip our destiny. Listen to your ancestors, yes. Which is the most high within us. Your ancestors are the most high. Ooh, why is that there? 1, 3. I don't know if they're trying to call it a damn Discord group. But we up in the live right now. We can't talk to nobody right now. Yes. We need to take our children from the system. And the only way to take your children from the system is by moving your children away. Called schools. We are allowing the enemy to teach our children. We have to realize that. We are allowing our children to learn from the enemy. I'll bring landscaping and construction skills. My brother, DM me. I need you to get inside of our Discord community because we're going to need that. Because I have no knowledge of landscaping or construction. That's not what I'm good at. I'm good at the books. You see, but we're going to need it all. We're going to need a landscaper. We're going to need construction because you're going to build the entire housing community. Already joined? All right, message me on there. My name on there, you'll see it. It says in the category of Tassim. You will see me in the Discord, and all of us are going to come together. Okay? So we're going to specifically design new Tamarican neighborhoods. You will not have an African-American community. We ain't going to have that shit. You will have a Tamarican community for your people. That's what we will have. You see? In every single household is going to be, and I say this, look, it don't matter if you're from Bahamas or none of that. It don't matter. We're all going to be a part of the empire of Tamari. You're opening a daycare. We're going to need childcare dedicated to the Tamarican babies. My sister, thank you so much. We're going to need that so much. In children and teens, we're going to need daycare. We're going to need primary school. It's called elementary. And we're going to need middle school or junior high. We're going to have to create that again. That's our job. That's what we have to do. So that's what we will have inside of the Tamarican community. New schools, new childcare. Imagine we had our own schools. You took your child to school and they're protected. And imagine what kind of food that they're having. Imagine they're having organic, natural food that energizes their body. Fruits and vegetables that taste good too. Imagine you go to breakfast and your ass has grits. I want you to notice the Black Panther Party they were giving out free breakfast to the children. And imagine we can do that again. Imagine the women are in charge of the free breakfast program once again. Holistic Remedy Health Centers. We need to have that. See, that's what, when we're together and we're not arguing or debating with each other, we get things done. So let me write that down real quick. We need to have, do I got my papers? I do got paper. I'm going to write that down. We're going to need Holistic Remedy Health Centers. And we're going to need a name for that. It could be named after us. Holistic Remedy Health Center. It is important that we write things down because once you write things down, you are now creating it into the physical universe. So, and when you write it down with blue ink, it is more powerful. It is a high vibration color. Is it all vegan options? They talk about child obesity, then feed them pork for breakfast. Yes. So I would love to have vegan breakfast. If it's free, I say that. Yeah. If it's free, then let's make it all vegan then. Or, well, vegetarian. Can we do vegetarian at least? Because, let me see. I'm writing that down. We're going to write Holistic Remedy. If you have some ideas on what we're going to put into our communities, I, Tassim Deliza, I'm going to start writing it down. Holistic Remedy Health Centers. We're going to need that. Remedy Health Centers. We have to let our men know that you are all very intelligent. But they have destroyed our self-image. And simply, we have to control what we teach our own children. And if we control what we teach, all of our children will grow up having a superiority complex. What that means is they'll have high self-esteem. That's what we will all have. Holistic Remedy Health Centers, I appreciate you. So yes, that is what we will have. Holistic Remedy Health Centers, we will have free breakfast programs. So I believe inside of our schools, we should have free breakfast. Because it should be a free breakfast. We should have eggs. I don't know, it's up to y'all, but we should have some grits and some biscuits. Because I love me a damn jelly biscuit or a honey biscuit. I be loving it. I'm like, damn, that biscuit is delicious. The way that you know that you're not African, because I lived in Africa. I was over there. I lived there. I hopped on a plane and I moved my ass over there and I stayed there. And then I went to the goddamn restaurant. They have a KFC in Africa. My woman needed some KFC, so she said, look, babe, I need you to go to KFC. Give me some KFC. I said, okay, my woman. I had a beautiful slim woman. I went to KFC, and I'm looking at the menu, and I said, where are the biscuits? I'm looking at the whole menu. I'm like, motherfucker, where the biscuits at? They said, sir, we don't have any biscuits over here. I'm like, what you mean? You the whole KFC? Where the biscuits? They said, sir, this is not America, sir. This is South Africa. I want you to know that South Africans do not eat biscuits. They're not eating that. So that's how you know that this is your goddamn land. You eat biscuits over here. They eat something over there called pop. P-A-P. Pop. They eat, pop is like some damn grits or some shit, right? Grits, they grab it and they put it in their hand, they dip it inside a little sauce, and they start eating pop. That's what they eat. We ain't eating that. We eating cornbread and biscuits. You say there's nothing wrong with those foods as long as we are using GMO brands. You're so right. And cornbread, yes. They don't even know what the hell cornbread is. My woman said, she said, baby, what is cornbread? I'm like, damn, I gotta teach my woman how to cook now so she can cook some goddamn cornbread. That's crazy. let me have my mom teach her how to cook. Maybe my mom gonna get it right. She gonna teach her how to cook. See, she gonna have to. Cause we whole ass Americans over here. We need to eat some cornbread and some grits since all of that delicious ass American food. So you've asked. You said the first thing that we will do. Look, a couple of us are going to have to become international. We have to. We will have to. It's not an option. It is a requirement. International means you can either live on the islands or you could live into a country like Mexico or Belize. That's not an island. It's just right there. But it's the same continent. Mexico is also part of North America. There is no difference. He said, what is the meaning of the chicken feather you're wearing? A chicken feather? I don't know what the hell they... Let's get them up out of the line. They always joining our goddamn shit, trying to troll. Every time. Right? So yes. Let's do that. Yes. Thank you so much, my sister. I appreciate you. Out of ignorance. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So our first step is, yes, we will have to become international. Once we become international, now we can be in control of our healthcare system. You see? Because if we're anywhere and we take our nationality with us, we can be in control of the healthcare and we can be in control of the census. The census controls the minds of the people. And I will show you this. I still want you all to have your own nationality. So if you are from Bahamas, where you call Bahamian? So you are Bahamian. Okay, inside of Bahamian, you will have a checkbox. Okay? You will either be Bahamian or you will be Tamarican. You'll be Bahamian or you'll be Tamarican. If you're living over there, and if I can show you this, you probably can't see it, but goddamn, if you can see this, you can't even read that. It says Bahamian, and then below it says Tamarican. When you are filling out your census, all right, what are you? You will check box Tamarican. You see, we're the same people, but we still live under the empire. If you are, that's the difference. You'll keep your nationality. We ain't taking your nationality away from you unless you want your nationality to be changed. You said you got the new license on Friday and marked the nationality as American Indian. I'm so proud of you, sister. I'm so proud of you. If we are located internationally, we can create new driver's license. You said you're no longer labeling yourself as black. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Absolutely, 100%. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much, sister. I appreciate you. That is what we can do. When you fill out your little doctor's thing, the doctor say, hey, they ask, all right, what's your nationality? Right? And it'll say Tamarican, and you can check that off. If you are located internationally, you can do that. And we will be in control of I can create the forms for you. It don't take nothing to create no goddamn forms. I can create the forms. It ain't hard. If we put our little Tamarican seal on it, I can create the forms for us. It'll say Tamarican. That's how we take our power back. You see? And inside of these Tamarican, we can call it, it could be a damn colony because French, they got their goddamn colonies, but it could be all parts of the empire. You will have a police force that is all black, all Anunnaki. They look just like, your whole police force look just like us. You see? And we'll be protecting you. So I said that is the first step. We have to become international, number one. I just say it's so simple that most of us, we try to skip past it. We have to become international. That is the only way. We have to remember that the Panthers did not become international and they are no longer here. If we become international, then we could take over the motherfucking planet. Whole planet gonna be part of the empire. Shit. We don't give a damn. Whole planet. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sister. My sister Mary Lou, I appreciate you so much. They always try to mess up what we got going on. So that is all I'm saying. Tamarican. First step, Tamarican. And then the second step is, and I'm still creating this. The sister asked, she said, are we going to have our own flag? Yes, we are. We will create our own flag. I want you all to know this, that the red, white, and blue are still your colors. Okay? They didn't originate that. That is the color of us, the Kingdom of Tamari. They just took our goddamn flag. So we will have to create a new flag with our same colors. These are our colors, created by a woman named Grace Wisher. Okay? She created this in, what is it? In 1819? I don't know if I got the year right. I might be off. Or 1813. It was one of the years. But she created the flag. And what we will simply have to do is create a new flag with our colors. And once we have the flag will unite us all. And that's what we do. Okay? So those are the first two steps. Become an international. Step number 2, create our own flag. International, create a flag. International, create a flag. We just got to stick to those 2 things first. And then we will bring in all of the people who can help us build up the Tamarican Empire. If you are a contractor or a helper or a builder, we will need your help. You said we need a silhouette of what we look like on the other flag. Yes. That is so true. I believe the Tamarican Empire flag, like the whole empire, we can combine all of our flags. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But that will be the first step. Okay? So that might be... Do we have any other questions on what we're going to do to get this thing started? What we will have to do is we will have to start bringing our lives offline, because what they're doing is they're watching us. They're like, look, the Tamaricans are obviously some geniuses. They're the most intelligent people in the world. We have to watch them. We are the most intelligent. We invented everything. I told y'all this. Thomas Edison did not invent shit. He didn't invent nothing. We invented everything. We invented the light bulb a long time ago. All he did was put his goddamn face on it. Yes, he didn't invent nothing. Motherfucker stole some shit. That's all they do. Okay? That's all they do. That's all they do is steal what we create. So that's what we'll have to do. We will simply have to create our own colonies within the Tamarican Empire. Once we establish all of these. Oh, my sister. You got it. I want you to know, sister, that these Native Americans are watching me. So keep yourself safe, okay? I love you. But that'll be the first thing. We will have to go international and create our own empires within the I'm messing up. We will have to take over every single island and create it within the empire. You said they're literally pirates. They docked on our shores. That is exactly what they did. They docked on our shores. You see? But then they befriended us. They said, look, we finna become y'all friends. And we trusted them. We said, all right, look, hey, he's cool. He can rock with us. And as soon as they rock with us, then they stabbed us in the back. We got whole backstab, betrayed. And then they took over our land. That's what they did. You see? So that's all I'm here to tell you. What we're going to be doing right now is we're going to be joining the Discord for a few of our people, because we're now going to take our plans into action. We will no longer be talkers. We will be action takers. Okay? If you still have any more ideas of how we're going to build the empire, you could leave it in the comments. I'll write them all down. I love you all, my Tamaricans. But before we go, I was watching one of the videos. We're going to leave this off with one of our chants. Okay? Before we go, we have to have our chant, and this chant is, I am a revolutionary. The Panthers started off, we're going to do it once again. We are all revolutionaries. We are going to change. We're going to determine our future. Let me truth to this right now. We don't need no goddamn ads. Before we go, we have to say our speech. This we're going to say every goddamn time. Every time.
I'm free.
We're going to say... Manifesting. We're manifesting. We're creating. We're going to all say together that I am a revolutionary before we hop off of this. Okay?
I'm free, y'all.
One of our messiahs, Fred Hampton, he said that he is a revolutionary. So are we. We're going to say this together. We're going to say, I am a revolutionary. Let me get to the point right here. We're going to say, I am a revolutionary together. We're going to raise our right fist in the air. We'll raise our right fist just like this, and we're going to say, I am a revolutionary. And I'm going to stand when I do it.
Snake.
All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let me get to the part. This is what they feared. Now that we have a chant, now we're coming together. This is what they feared. All right?
A revolutionary.
Let me get. I'm over here messing up. Right, there we go. I am a revolutionary. All right, ready?
A revolutionary.
The part. I'm over here. Let me get to the part. We're gonna say I am a revolutionary. And if you can say that, if you can say that, I am
a revolutionary.
a revolutionary. I am revolutionary. I am revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. Let's hear the people beat. This is what they feared. They feared that we was gonna come together and unite as one empire. But in today, in 2025, it's now time to unite as the Tamerican Empire. With that being said, my Tamericans, I love you all. We're going to do this again tomorrow. We are revolutionaries. We're going to rebuild the empire of Tameri. I love you. And peace, my Tamericans. Grand Rising.